What's up, guys? Coup Perfect here, and this is Everything West Ham. Everything we talk about is West Ham, and just get straight into it. Basically, this is part 2 of the one-player championship club, and number 1 pick is Regan Slater from Hull City. He's a bit like Jarrod Bowen, to be fair. He's a bit like Keane Potter-Lewis. He's one of them. He's been there from the start. He was there with promotion when they got promoted from League One. I think he's a brilliant player. To be fair, I actually got a funny feeling that he might go with Leroy Rosinia, however you want to pronounce it, over in France. But brilliant player, one to keep an eye out for, especially this season with the new manager in. But Regan Slater, I think he's a good quality winger. I could have gone for Jacob Greaves, but he's obviously moved on to Ipswich. But we'll go on to the next pick, and this is Tahith Chong. There was a few players I liked from Luton, but for this being his first professional season in the Premier League, not professional football season in the Premier League, I actually thought he done quite well. I thought he was a great player, and he done well for a squad that was at most of the time struggling to get wins. But there's something about him. There is a future. There was a reason he was at Man United. I'm surprised they let him go, to be fair. But Tahith Chong. Again, Leeds United would have been the next one, but like last season I picked Leeds as Archie Gray to be the player. He stood out this season and he proved my point. But Summerville is the player I was going to pick in this video. We've already got him. We've now got him, which I'm over the moon about. So we won't bother doing Leeds because we've already got the player that I said that I wanted us to get. So we'll move on to the next pick, and this is Hayden Hackney. I am quite surprised that he hasn't been picked up yet this season. There was talks that West Ham were actually after him for 18 million at the start of the season. Not heard anything since then, so I'm not sure how true that rumour was, but I actually would not have minded him. He's young. He was playing for the Scotland under-21s. He has now gone back to England under-21s, which is good for the England side. He will have a big season this season, especially with Middlesbrough, especially with Michael Carrick being in charge, because he is a bit like Michael Carrick the way he plays. That's probably a bit more versatile. But yeah, this is Hayden Hackney, and I think he's going to have a very good season. I'd love to see him in the Premier League, especially for England's sake. We'll move on to our next pick. And although it is a Millwall player, this player here, Romain Esse, I've known about him since he was very, very young for the England under-15s. This will be his breakout season. Yeah, he played a few times last season, got a few goals. But this season coming, this will be the breakout season. And I'm not saying I want Millwall to do well. I don't. But I would love to see them in the Premier League just for West Ham v Millwall. But this player here could be the player, be the standout player for the season if he gets the game time that he deserves. Very good on the ball, very good on the wing, very quick, creative. He can score. Keep an eye out for Romain Esse because he is a very good player, and it's just a shame he plays for these. And the 5th and final pick is from Norwich, and it is Marcelino Nunes. I didn't watch too much of Norwich last season because I've always found them a bit boring. The whole Norwich City thing, I've always found them boring. They go up and they go down, they go up and they go down. But last season they had so many very attacking players. Obviously, they did have Sarr, who is now gone to Galatasaray, who he would have been my pick, the Brazilian maestro. But yeah, I've gone in for Nunes. He will have a very good season, especially with the manager they have in. I actually think that they will be fighting for promotion again this season. They struggled a bit last season. They did just manage to get in. Into the playoffs. But yeah, these are the 5 picks. Watch out for later on for the part 3, and you know the deals. Like and share, and come on, you Irons.